Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is Texas Black Diamond at Texas Black Diamond Entertainment, and thank you for viewing my channel. Today we will be having a talk on Asante McGee, and thank you, my UK friend, for the information. Asante McGee feels that um, the black YouTube bloggers are bashing her the most, bashing her the hardest, and she feels that's not fair. She said the bloggers blame her for this and blame her for that. She also stated that the alleged survivors, they don't like her either, and they're not trying to get to know her. We're focused on her arrest records and so forth like that. She talked about her daughter and and stuff like that. But I'm gonna step in and try not to talk a lot through it, just to break down certain things. When I do show you a certain video, I'm showing you that because I want to follow it with the next video to show you and explain to you why I showed you that video before. But Miss McGee, um, she feels that Lifetime did them wrong. Lifetime not trying to help them. She felt bamboozled by Lifetime, and I'm sorry for that, because that's what they do. They will sell you a dream, and what we do as bloggers, and some of the bloggers are Robert Sylvester Kelly supporters, and we're not here to bash, but we are here to point out and dissect the lies from the truth. And I always want to see a person succeed, but I don't want them to succeed in a way to use a person to hurt them in lies to get somewhere. Um, so that's my view as a supporter that's on YouTube, using the tools that I have to reach out to potential jurors to point out your lies. And so I'm not making one dime off this at all. Only thing I want to achieve in this is to see what can we do and what can we learn from this situation, in different it's different categories. We have people that just fall in love with the limelight of things and don't understand the world of a celebrity. When they're coming from a normal living to a celebrity world, they look at it different and stuff like that. So I want to point that out as well. I want to point out, also, I was abused, and I'm not going to bash real victims, but my job is to point out what we see. So, as far as YouTube bloggers that support Robert Sylvester Kelly, they are just putting out the truth. And if that's bashing, that's just bashing. I wish you well because you're a mother. I wish you learn from your situation of leaving your child to babysit your other kids so you can enjoy the celebrity style in the limelight, and to be there. I don't know how old your kids are, because I haven't dig deep into your personal living. I just know what I see in the lies, and I'm trying to dissect the truth from the lies. So I wish Miss McGee, I wish you well, but also we are here to put out the truth. No female bashing here. I'm a black female. I've been through a lot, and I was abused. I was beat down. But that same day, I immediately went to an officer, and the same day, uh, someone that abused me, they tried to run off. So they went to another state, but I packed up and I moved away. I see him right today. If I run up on him, I don't even speak. I treat him just like he's invisible. And I went on with my life, and it made me stronger. But I am not bashing real victims. Real victims. I'm talking about real victims. And in relationships, sometimes we feel like we want a perfect relationship, and those relationships are not as that. And we want certain things out of a relationship, and no relationships is perfect, okay? And when you accept terms in relationships and you allow it to happen, then it's gonna happen. You know, that's what men's as well. Men and women, we know what we want, and you tolerate things for a certain living, you shouldn't do that. Because if you don't want to have a three-way love affair, then you just walk away. You don't just say, okay, I'm gonna do this so I can be a part of the celebrity style. That's not abuse, you know. But I'm gonna let you guys hear Ashanti speak, and then I'll just jump in and out.
Met them, but never really like had a conversation with them. So that was the first time actually. When I originally met him, it was never a face to face. It wasn't until a few months later that I actually had a face to face meeting with him. More surreal for me because I guess I just couldn't believe, oh my gosh, like I said, I met him. I was in the VIP area with him, and I met him September 2013, but I didn't actually physically meet him face to face until January 2014. So some of the guys from the entourage had got my number, and so when he actually came back to Atlanta, he called me. One of the guys called me and was like, "Hey, we're in town. Do you want to go to his concert?" Which was in another part of Georgia, and then he was actually staying downtown, so they invited me to his hotel room to just hang out with them, and that's when he actually gave me his phone number.
Being a part of the music world, I can tell you that Entourage, normally when they travel with the artists and they meet, women, they get their numbers, and when they come back to that city, they reach out to them because usually a lot of times the Entourage, they want to have somebody they can kick it with, when they touch ground. And normally that's how a lot of the um, artist entourage work. They know they're gonna be traveling and they're gonna come to a town near you, and they're gonna make their way back to that town. So they're gonna reach out. Just they want girls to kick it with. We want some girls, well, women's to kick it with. So that's how that works. As far as entourage. She stated that the one of the um, persons in the camp gave her a phone number, and when they came back to a town near her, they reached out and asked her did she want to come to the concert and and kick it with them. And so she got a chance to meet the artist R. Kelly, and that's how they met. That second time she met him at a party, which she didn't physically meet him. She saw him. I'm pretty sure he was out hanging out, or he had a guest appearance, or he probably was performing there in Atlanta. So an entourage, one of the homies gave her got the number from her and called her, once they touched ground again.
Yes, later on, after being with him and stuff, I found out that was something that was normal for the entourage to seek girls for him. Well, spending time with him, I mean, it was different, but it wasn't anything that was alarming for me. Where I saw red flags. I mean, we went out to eat, we laughed, we told jokes, we listened to music. He, let us listen to different things, that projects that he was working on. So I didn't see any red flags. I guess the longer I got with him, he would start doing little things, but I didn't see it a red flag to, disassociate myself from him.
Further on in the interview, you will hear her what her red flag was, is that he wanted to have a threesome. And as far as that's being the red flag, um, if you didn't want to do a threesome, you would have said, no, I don't want to do a threesome, but you chose to stay in there because you wanted that limelight. And that's the problem, you know, with, a lot of females dealing with celebrities. So, also, again, Um, as an adult, sometimes we make, choices. They're good choices, they're bad choices. So you know your limits, but you accepted those terms. So even you stated that on the Lifetime um, fiction movie about you accepting that, and he let you know. And I'm trying to understand this interview, because in your interview on this Lifetime fiction story, you said that he let you know that he had multiple girlfriends, and you was okay with that because he was honest with you, because you had someone to cheat on you, right? So you accepted those terms.
um like I said, he always just made you laugh. And who doesn't like to be with somebody that just make them laugh, make them feel comfortable being around them, just being yourself? And for me, I didn't look at him as R. Kelly. I looked at him as Robert. Yes, he spoiled me. I mean, anything that I wanted, I always had at his disposal. If it was something that he didn't want me to have, he would voice that opinion, like, "Oh, you don't need that." But it was very rare that he would even say anything, tell me no for whatever reason. And dating him and like going to the different cities that he was, because I knew he was on tour and I knew that he was busy, I really didn't look at it as, I'm not spending a lot of time having like romantic dates and stuff because of who he was. And he just
Yeah.
always kept me occupied in the mall or whatever like that.
Okay, so this young lady, Miss McGee, said that she had a great time with him. She knew that he was busy, he was working, he was traveling, but he kept her occupied by, giving her money to go to the mall and shopping, and did things to keep her busy. And she was busy, and she was free to shop and do whatever she wanted to do, um, while he was, working in the studio, or working doing his concerts, because I think she was involved with him during the buffet tour. So she, enjoyed the shopping and everything, while her oldest daughter was babysitting the kids while she was enjoying her limelight.
Yes, it was one time I can recall where he flew me to Chicago. I didn't see him for maybe the first 2 days. And when, I was getting ready to leave, he just called me out the blue and told me to come to the studio. And that's when I found out later that there was a test he was putting me in, that he made me stay in the Sprinter for like 8 hours without any kind of communication or anything like that. Yes, it was a shocker. Towards the end of the night, I was highly upset, and I just, in my mind, I'm going to curse him out. But then when he sent for me, it's just like he charmed me with his romance and just made me forget about why I was mad with him.
Yeah.
So it just like I let it slide.
Well, I mean, if we don't know by now, when we're dealing with the artist, R. Kelly, that's the reason why I showed you guys the video with K. Michelle. They stayed in that studio for 2 days. He didn't leave that studio until he got it right, until they completed that song. Because see, that's how Robert, once again, he actually writes in his head. So he do his music in the studio, and they're gonna finish it. They're gonna complete it. So if you're sitting around waiting on him to come out that from taking care of doing his job, and you willing to just sit there and wait, then because I know with me and my fiance, he'll tell me, okay, get ready, we're gonna go here and we're gonna go out here. And so I'm planning on going out. I'm dressed up, I'm finally finished, I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, where is he? And I'm just sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there. And so he'll come in, I'm sorry, baby, uh, I know I said we were gonna do this, but we ended up getting off late, and he called me, show me that he's still at work, so I won't be PO'd. So, that was his occupation. Like, once he in there, he's in there. He's not looking into his phone trying to see who texts him. He is focused on that music, because he keeps that mind clear and open for the music. And so he's not gonna sit there and be looking at no phone and see if one of his friends is texting him and so forth like that. He's gonna concentrate on those lyrics and stuff, the beats and what goes here and what goes there. So that's what that was, you know. So, you know, sometimes we sit there and we wait thinking it's going to be a quick situation, but, you know, that's life.
Yes, I wasn't locked in the vehicle. There were several times where I had to use the restroom, and I kept texting him, "Hey, I need to use the restroom," but he never responded. And so I actually got out the vehicle and found like a local restaurant around the corner from the studio and used the bathroom and came back in. Throughout most of the time went by fast, and I didn't even realize what was going on because I was on the phone with my friends. At this point, I was not isolated from anyone. I was able to
Yeah.
talk on my phone freely. I was able to come and go as I wanted freely. I just had to let him know my whereabouts. So he, in his way, it was to know to make sure that I'm safe, and if anything happened, he knew who I was with and where I was. And then I believe I texted him and told him that, hey, I'm about to go use the bathroom, and he still never responded. Again, it was when he was telling me that he cared about me and he just wanted to make sure that I'm safe. And because of who he is, some people might, try to attack me if they knew who I was. And that's why he also said, whenever you're in a sprinter, I mean, if you're in the cab or the Lyft driver, never engage in a conversation. Just keep your headphones in until you get to the stop. And he even had gave me an example of one of the girls didn't listen and actually, I guess, had a conversation with the Uber or Lyft driver, and I guess maybe because she told him who she was with and who she just got to seeing, that driver supposedly had contacted some of his friends. And when he dropped her off, the girl was jumped and beaten really bad and robbed. And so he used her as an example.
Yes, I think I have said this many, many times in other videos. Your life is totally different. I even showed how they had to have the military in Africa to protect Robert because the fans were so crazy. And then if you just actually see what people did in his circle, it was dangerous. Just imagine those outsiders. So that's why I said, you know, a lot of times they felt like they were being shut in and stuff like that. But you know, being a celebrity like Robert, you can't just be in and out and in his walls. You know, walking in and out those doors, and you know, not letting him know like I'm leaving, I'm coming back or whatever, because that's for your safety and for his safety. Because anybody can come in there and do harm. So I mean, why would you people say that this man locking people in and he's a monster when all he was trying to do is protect those ladies? Because like I said, when we went places and stuff like that, they would always be like, damn, you make sure you get in the front with us and you make sure you stay this place and that place. And then when I'm responsible for artists and stuff, when we go places like, you know, I'm like, okay, y'all, let's keep up with each other. You know, let me know where y'all going. You know, I even go into their rooms and check on them and be like, look, let me know if y'all go somewhere because I'm responsible for you guys. So just, you know, I'm not trying to be in your business. I know you're grown, but we're in a different city, and so I just want to make sure that everybody is okay. So that's how that worked. I mean, come on, people. Like I said, um, Robert Sylvester Kelly, brand R. Kelly is he's a major star, and I mean it is crazy. People do crazy things. So I mean, come on, people. We have to use a little common sense now because we don't live that way. His life is totally different from ours. And so I'm just, like I said, I'm speaking from experience and I know how it goes down. And like I've been saying this in, you know, a lot of my videos, like the guy you can't expect for this guy to let these women wander everywhere and stuff like that. That's just like with Joycelyn and Azriel. He was trying to make sure those ladies were okay. And so if he let them just roam everywhere and do stuff, and people like those are um R. Kelly friends, and you got these deranged females that hate anybody that R. Kelly is with, and those are deranged fans, and they see them girls and try to do harm to them, or somebody in the street see them and know who they are and then try to rob them, anything. So that's what I was saying on that right there.
the high 90s, and you have the heater on and fireplaces on. I'm texting you, Daddy, I'm not feeling good. It's too hot in this house. Can we get somebody to check the heater? Because they're claiming that the heater was broke, and apparently it wasn't. They must have had it set where it just kept the heater on at all times. You couldn't change, because I even tried to mess with it, and I even tried to call my uncle, to help me to find out why the heater won't go off.
If you know anything about music, even Aretha Franklin, she kept, even at her concert, you had to have the temperature a certain um, set at a certain temperature level, so they can be comfortable, because when an artist have heat, they are protecting their um, investment. So their voice is their investment. So they have to protect their investments. So heat, I mean, yes, you might be uncomfortable. Even when K. Michelle went into the studio to work with Robert, um, she was like, "Oh my goodness, it's hot in here," and she was like, "I'm gonna take off my shirt. Do you mind seeing nipples?" And that's what she told the engineer, because he had it so hot in there. So that's to protect his investment, because they have to, protect their voices, and that's how he make his money. That's how he make his living. So it wasn't trying to make you suffer, but without his voice, he can't make his money and earn a living.
Have any money, but you have money to pull up billboards to get an Emmy nomination. You have money to fly us to awards events, different things like that, but you don't have money to give us therapy.
Okay, now allegedly, now this is alleged, but this is somebody that's in these people circle. Um, they were saying for them to get what you guys need to do is get some therapy, because we need to paint the picture that you guys are traumatized, and y'all going through all this and that. So they're basically, allegedly being advised to try to get therapy. So Miss McGee actually reached out to the Lifetime, which I'm sorry, I told you guys all they was using y'all was for a pun, and so they got what they wanted from you guys, and now these ladies and gentlemen are upset because Lifetime made $21 million, and people still, looking at it. And newsflash is not because people love the show. Majority of the people that's looking at Lifetime is doing research, going back, catching everybody in their lives. So it's not like, oh my God, this is a great fiction show. People just wanted to point out lies, just like I did today. I went on there to go back and look at some things and see who said what. So Lifetime, that's why you got this little number one spot, because people just going back trying to dissect the lies from the truth. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe y'all should reach out to me too and see if they can help you guys. But that's, people, that's what they trying to put in their ear, so they can paint this picture. All of a sudden they want them to do this. The advisor was saying, well, you guys are doing this and y'all doing this too much, and everybody's like, why they ain't trying to get no therapy and stuff. So y'all need to do that. They advise them, but they, Lifetime made $20 million off y'all, you know, surviving lives. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry they use you guys. I hate when people get used, and you know, I really do. Like this, I feel just like how Robert being used and stuff. I hate when people get used.
I was on the Megan Kelly show. He called my daughter and befriended my daughter, acting like, oh, they were cool or whatever. And so they was having a regular conversation. She did not know she was being recorded, and she was joking and laughing at about everything. And
how old was she? Just out of interest, how old was she when that recording was done?
She was 18 at the time.
How old?
She was 18.
18. Okay, so she's really really young.
Right. And so when I was dating Rob, I'm not going to tell my kids, oh, this is what I'm doing. Oh, this is what's
Yeah.
going on. He's doing this. He's doing that. What she knew was, yes, I was coming and going as I pleased in the beginning of my relationship. I have never denied that. Yes,
Yeah.
I was coming home with money. I was coming home with gifts for them, things that was provided from him. So when people hear her say, oh, I was coming and going as I pleased, yes, I was. It was not until June when he moved me into his house. And it's like people take the little things and run with it instead of listening to the full story of what happened. So he pretty much set my daughter up to try to say that I lied about everything.
Yeah.
And so when I found out about the video, I ended up calling him, and I have a recording on him saying that he said he blamed me for him losing his business, and that he said that he was going to get me back, and so he got me back.
Well, that what makes it great because it was unexpected and it wasn't something pretend. So usually when a person don't know that they're being recorded, they speak more, tell more, and they're a little more open in what they're saying. So it wasn't like he put anything in her mouth or put words in her mouth. He didn't say, I'm recording this to be, to get back at your mom because she did this to me and she did that. So, that's not going to fly because your daughter actually was speaking her truth without knowing that she was being recorded. As far as a stepfather, if they had a close bond, I mean, usually they, stepfathers, even though they're separated from the mother, they usually stay in contact with the children. But, everybody is, doing backstabbing work around here.
For me, I feel like it's because of black women. We just cannot get along. It's like we're a crab in a barrel. Everybody trying to climb the top without coming together, and the next person trying to outdo each other. What set me different from other people, and I think that's why a lot of the other survivors don't like me. First of all, there were parents that was putting bad things about me in their ear before they even met me, and so instead of them getting to know me personally, they just went with whatever the parents told them about me and never tried to get to know me for who I am. Secondly, when everything came out, when I did that interview with the parents, I knew I made a bad decision after. So I felt like I cannot go jump out like that again.
Well, this is just my opinion. I feel like you did that because you were jealous. You had a little more competition, something fresher coming into his life, and you were upset because you was used to having everything your way, and then it was extra, females in there, taking over your space. So my opinion, I felt like it was just like I am upset and I'm gonna retaliate by going to their parents and try to get them away from there so I can get back in, yada yada. I mean, you was at the party, hanging out at the party, 2015 birthday bash. You was sitting in there, the party with them. So I just felt like it was more of jealousy, and you wanted him all to yourself, but you did it in out of retaliation and revenge because you wanted those girls out of there because they were in your way. Now that's my opinion.
Now I'm learning to recognize the early on flag. So
Yeah.
if you do something, just it could be the smallest thing, like making me go have on a date on some food when you ask me out to a date, or you keep canceling on me, but whenever it's a convenience for you, then I'm available. And like I had to tell one guy, I would not be treated like an option.
Now this is my opinion. Now that's not a red flag. Welcome to 2019, 2020. People go Dutch these days. A lot of men are not going to go and take you out to dinner, and every time you go out to eat with them, they're going to be paying for it because it might not work out. So they don't want to spend all their money on someone that they might not have a relationship with. So a lot of people go Dutch. So this is not R. Kelly that was buying the food for you. So you're going to be back to normal life with normal men. So you can't expect these men to wine and dine you like he did. So that's not a red flag. I'm sorry.
and want to focus on my arrest record and just focus that I've been with this man for 2.5 years, but not realize I only lived with this man for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I'm the one that contacted the parents. Yeah. If I did not come forward and contact these parents, we would not be where we are right now.
My opinion, and that's you guys getting book deals and awards, and you're out there in the limelight, and you seeking your retaliation and your revenge, and that's what that is. And Robert's locked up because of jealousy. That's where we at right now. Lies, plot, scheme, retaliation, all of the above. Thank you, everyone. This is your girl, Texas Black Diamond, and I hope you guys are enjoying your Tuesday. Remember to love yourselves, look in the mirror, give yourself a hug, kiss yourself, and whoever you cussed out, ask God for forgiveness, detox your mind so you can go to bed with a clear mind, a clear heart, so you can wake up to a healthy morning. Thank you.